Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our SAP Cloud for Customer Integration Introduction webinar. This webinar is intended for anyone who is interested in this new SAP solution related to the CRM area. In this webinar, we are going to cover the basics related to the Cloud for Customer. What is it? Why do we need it? What are the main features of Cloud for Customer? And what extensibility options do we have? We will also cover the different options for integration with SAP and non-SAP products. And of course, last but not least, we are going to cover the lifecycle management and how it is done after the production go live. At the end of the webinar, you're going to receive an email with a link to a certification exam, which will contain a set of multiple choice questions. If you manage to complete this exam, you're going to receive the certificates afterwards. The agenda will start with the basic. What is Cloud for Customer? What is its role in the new customer engagement and commerce portfolio, and what is it covering? Afterwards, we are going to pay attention to the main features and highlights of the Cloud for Customer solution. Lifecycle management, short demo, and we'll conclude with the Q&A session. My name is Martin Radev, and I'm consultant at IT Solution Bulgaria. Okay, so what is Cloud for Customer actually, and do we need it, and why do we need it? You know, the world is changing. The technology grows fast. Everyone uses technology in his or her daily life. We use it to communicate, we use it to learn new things, we use it to do business. It is very important to still stay connected, to stay socially engaged, to be well informed about all the new things which are going on. In order to do this, it is no longer possible to keep up with all these new things which are coming up using the existing products. That is why some kind of change is necessary. Some kind of change which will boost this rapid evolution of the technology. And that's why SAP decided to go into the cloud in order to be able to keep up with all those new things. So going to the cloud allows SAP to have access to all these new channels for communication with the social media, but not only social media, allows them to have and to realize predictive analysis, which is very important to stay up to date with all the things which are important for our company. Big data, it's very important for the companies right now, and of course, last but not least, mobility. Everyone wants to be connected to no matter which device or what area or what functionality they use. Okay, so regarding the strategy, the cloud strategy, SAP is investing a lot in order to innovate, rapidly innovate in the cloud, innovate in all these marketing, sales, service areas, and also commercial, social, and mobile areas. They are really pushing very hard. They push new release each and every quarter, which is quite a lot. Yes, but these new solutions which are in the cloud cannot be just implemented in any customer who has already on-premise solution. The customers have already invested lots of money for this on-premise solution. That is why SAP is allowing the customer to get the best from both worlds, from the on-premise world and from the cloud world, allowing the customer to have hybrid solutions with seamless integration between the on-premise and the cloud world. Of course, using SAP HANA, the customer will be able to get all the data from the different sources, all the data which is stored in the different systems, and have real-time analytics functionality, predictive analysis, which will allow the end user, allow the customer to decide, for example, which leads are relevant, or whether similar customers have specific needs which can be addressed. And last but not least, omni-channel communication. It's not about the channel of communication anymore. It's about the customer regardless of the way for communication, whether it is email, phone call, or mobile device. So it is no longer just a CRM. It's customer engagement, regardless of the channel of communication. And using the HANA platform, the powerful predictive analysis, and of course the industry solutions, SAP tries to deliver on all these important areas. Sales, service, and social areas are integral parts of the Cloud for Customer solution. Okay, speaking of Cloud for Customer, Cloud for Customer is comprised of 3 products. Cloud for Sales, which covers opportunity management, account management, sales performance, and so on, industry solutions related to the sales area. Cloud for Service, that's the place where all service scenarios can be realized across the different channels, email, communication, phone, social media. And Cloud for Social Engagement, that's the product which allows you to listen to social media, to check what is being discussed related to your company, to get information directly from the social media before a request has been raised to your company. SAP also provides a product which is called Digital for Customer Engagement, which is intended to be used by small companies, up to 30 people. It is self-configurable. It is very, very limited in terms of functionality, but it allows you to subscribe for it using just a credit card. As you might probably know, Cloud for Customer uses subscription-based scenario based on user, but it also depends on the combination of products which you want to use. So depending on the products which you want to use, SAP offers a set of different packages, and once again the subscription is per user. SAP offers Cloud for Customer as software as a service, which means that SAP hosts the servers, SAP takes care about the upgrades, the maintenance, the hardware itself, the operating system, about the security, the backups. Basically, SAP takes care about the solution, and you just use it as a service. If something goes wrong, if the system is not working properly, if there is an issue, SAP is responsible for resolving the problem, which is very convenient because this allows you to reduce the cost for maintenance. You no longer have to maintain the hardware, maintain a dedicated team for supporting the solution itself. You just need a small team which is going to configure and train the new users, configure the solution and train the new users. Main features. One of the important things that Cloud for Customer offers is that it is mobile ready out of the box. You can use it on any device, anywhere. It has even native apps for the most commonly used device. But since the user interface is based on the latest standard HTML5, it can be opened virtually from any device out there. The UI itself is modern. It's in accordance with the latest design guidelines provided by SAP. It has beautiful features like predictive search. You just start typing the name of the account and it automatically gives you the lists of the accounts which comply with this search pattern. It has built-in collaboration functionality so that you can discuss different activities within your sales team, for example. It has also powerful extensibility functionality. It has end-user framework which allows you to easily extend the user interface, adding new fields or adding rules for visibility of specific fields without having to write a single line of code. So it is really easy to configure this solution. It also has a powerful workflow framework which allows you to define rules based on which an automatic update of a field could happen, for example. Imagine that you have to create a sales quote, which is for more than 50,000 euro. You can create a rule which will automatically set the status of this sales quote to urgent. The analytics functionality is also covered in detail here. It has beautiful analytics functionality with rich reports, real-time analytics, and of course they are fully configurable. Since your company already has lots of BI reports, which will most probably be useful for you, it is also possible to embed them in the Cloud for Customer, and the integration will be seamless. They will look like as if they are native reports for your solution. When it comes to integration, SAP provides pre-built integration scenarios for the most commonly used SAP products. You just have to deploy them on top of your integration platforms such as HCI or PI, configure the source and the destination, and they will start working out of the box. If you want to extend them, it's very easy to be done. If you need to integrate with another external system and embed some functionality in the Cloud for Customer, it's also possible to be done using the so-called mashups. This functionality allows you to integrate, for example, Google Maps in Cloud for Customer so that you can see all the visits and the locations of your visits. Last but not least, it also provides group-layer integration, which means that you can synchronize your visits, your accounts, and even opportunities with your MS Outlook client. One more thing which I forgot to mention is that the native mobile application supports offline mode, which allows you to work with Cloud for Customer even if you don't have a mobile network coverage. You know that in most cases, in the standard solution works just fine, but for some specific industries, additional functionalities are required. All the industry solutions which you know from the CRM world are also available here and can be activated and configured. We'll just briefly go through the processes which are covered in Cloud for Customer, and we're going to start with the sales process. Using the different channels for communication with your customers, you can get all the information you need for a specific product so that you can decide whether there is a demand for such product. You can create marketing leads where you can record some raw data derived from campaigns or other marketing activities. If you want, you can afterwards convert the leads to follow-on documents such as opportunity. You can track all the activities in the opportunity, collaborate internally with your team, with the customers and the partners. Of course, based on the opportunity, you can create sales quotes, which can implement all the approval process which you have in your company. You can send the sales quote to the customers, and of course, you can at the end create sales orders. Sales quotes and sales orders can be done also in the ECC system and as subsequent documents if an integration scenario is configured. Cloud for Customer and Cloud for Sales also supports retail execution. That's basically a set of features which enables your sales personnel to plan and record the visits. This basically allows you to create visits, enrich the visits with surveys, activity plans, and even routing rules so that you can plan which a sequence of visits to be followed. When you plan the visits, you can plan the way to discuss your visit with the customer. You can monitor, for example, the marketing activities related to this customer, such as campaigns. You can record all this visit information, and you can create this routing for the visits so that you can create a sequence of visits which are logically connected and, of course, according to the best path for your planning. You know that strategic planning, the financial and the operational planning are very important tasks for the company. So Cloud for Sales provides powerful financial and operational planning tools. You're able to define sales targets. You can monitor the sales targets. You can also monitor the forecast which you can create, and of course the revenues. Speaking of monitoring, Cloud for Sales provides a very powerful analytics functionality, very powerful sets of real-time sales performance reports, which you can use out of the box. You can review the forecasts, you can check the key deals, track the performance for the last 12 months, for example. Last but not least, the analytics functionality provides an MS Excel add-in which allows you to get the same set of information in MS Excel, and you can afterwards analyze it using all the powerful tools which the MS Excel tool provides. Okay, speaking of the service area, you can listen different communication channels such as social media like Twitter or Facebook, email communication channel, phone calls, SMSs, even SMSs, and you can analyze them and decide what to do. You can create automatically work tickets which are assigned to the proper team depending on number of criteria. Within the ticket, you can search on a knowledge base, for example, and send responses to the customer with references to the knowledge base. And of course, upon receival of confirmation, you can complete the service tickets. Of course, Cloud for Service also provides powerful analytics functionality, which allows you to track the performance of the open tickets, and you can also export this information in MS Excel. I have mentioned several times that Cloud for Customer allows you to have integration with social media. Actually, it's very important to stay connected with the audience, to know what's going on, because this way you will be able to react before a problem has arisen. Cloud for Customer allows you to listen to social media, to find the target audience based on some criteria, and to engage person-to-person communication with the people. Basically, you're able to track Facebook and Twitter for comments, for mentions. You can automatically create subsequent work tickets and assign them to the right team so that your team can respond and react to these comments. And they can even directly respond to the corresponding channel, for example, Facebook. They can send a message to the person who write a comment on your wall. Regarding the collaboration, Cloud for Customer also supports functionality for collaboration within your team. You can see all the activities performed by your team members. You can have discussions. You can send messages to your team members, and you can track real-time all the activities of your colleagues. The next topic that we are going to cover is code integration. As I have already mentioned, Cloud for Customer provides a set of integrations with SAP and non-SAP products. Basically, SAP has provided pre-configured scenarios for their most commonly used products such as CRM, ERP, BW, SAP Jam, of course, SuccessFactors. You have also integration with Hybris Marketing. Groupware integration is also available for Lotus Notes and Outlook. You have integration with Google Maps, which is achieved using mashups. There are different types of mashups, which are like embedded containers within Cloud for Customer, where you can include functionality from external system. Regarding the prepackaged integrations, SAP has developed prepackaged integration flows, which they call iFlows, which you can use in order to easily connect Cloud for Customer to any SAP product. Basically, for each and every integration scenario, you have a separate iFlow or prepackaged integration package, which you can deploy on top of HANA Cloud Integration Platform, HCI, or SAP PI, which is the on-premise integration platform. Using this approach, you can, for example, have integration with CRM system and with also SAP ERP system. Of course, if you don't use SAP provided integration platform, you can also have integration with Cloud for Customer. You can achieve this using all the open APIs which SAP provides. Basically, SAP claims that for the Cloud for Customer, they have SOAP web services for each and every business object available, and they have also introduced support for OData services, which allows you to develop your custom HANA Cloud Platform applications and easily connect them to Cloud for Customer. So using open APIs, you can also communicate, integrate with Cloud for Customer even if you don't have HCI or PI. A few words regarding HANA Cloud Integration. That's the new cloud platform which allows you to have integrations across different solutions. It allows you to have real-time integration for your process, for example, creation of new sales orders or real-time pricing integration. It allows you to have also data integration for your master data, so basically you can exchange the master data between the on-premise systems and the cloud systems. SAP provides predefined prepackaged integration scenarios, which they call iFlows, for the different business processes, for example, for products, for accounts, and you basically have to deploy them on top of HCI and configure the source solution, meaning the Cloud for Customer, and the on-premise solution, and that's it. HCI provides a easy-to-use tool for central monitoring and administration of all your integrations. The tool is called WebUI. It is part of the HCI platform, and it is the tool which you will have to use when you want to configure the iFlows and when you want to monitor the exchange of data. And because it's a cloud solution, it is supported by SAP. You don't have to care about the maintenance activities or the upgrades, which in turn leads to lower costs over the time. Okay, we have mentioned that Cloud for Customer has powerful functionalities in the sales, service, and social engagement areas. We also mentioned that Cloud for Customer has lots of pre-configured integration scenarios with the different SAP on-premise systems. But how is the configuration of Cloud for Customer done? So here we no longer have this S-Pro transaction from the old world. where you get all the activities and you have to know what exactly you want to configure in order to configure it. The approach here is slightly different. You have a functionality which allows you to define the scope. What functionalities do you want to use? For example, account management, activity management, territory management from the sales area. When you define the scope of functionalities which you need, for the functionalities which you want to use, a list of scoping questions is defined. For example, do you want to have an approval process for the sales quote? Do you want to use territory management? And when you answer those questions, a few things automatically happen. The first thing is that the solution proposal is automatically generated as a PDF file so that you can easily just give it to the customer to get signed off. That's the first thing, but that's not the most important one. Based on the scoping and on the questions, a set of activities are defined. Those are the configuration activities which have to be done as part of your implementations. So basically you get the whole list of things to be done. And these activities are called fine-tuning activities. Basically, you can easily track the progress of your implementation because you get the whole list. You can mark an activity as completed or as in progress. And this way, you can even help with the project management part of the implementation because you can track both the progress and what exactly steps have to be done. Mobility. As I mentioned in the beginning, Cloud for Customer is mobile ready out of the box, which means that you can use the whole solution on any mobile device. But it also offers native applications for the most commonly used devices. The added value of those native applications is that the performance is slightly better because it's native app, not an HTML5 based web page. But it also gives you the possibility to use offline support, which sometimes, for example, when you use it on a tablet device, might be very important. You can get the list of all your opportunities, you can get them synchronized, and during the day you can work with them, you can update them, and when you get connected afterwards to the network, you can just synchronize. Okay, so we have covered the different areas: sales, service, social engagement. We have also covered the integration parts. We mentioned that the solution is mobile ready out of the box. But how do we enhance this solution? How can we add additional fields? How can we add additional functionalities? And how much time will it take? That's actually a very important question. Luckily, here you have a number of different ways to extend or to personalize the Cloud for Customer. First of all, you have end-user personalization, meaning that anyone who has access to Cloud for Customer can personalize the look and feel of all the screens to which the user has access to. Basically, they can hide fields, they can change the layout, they can rearrange the tabs so that they can put the tabs which are most important in the beginning. But if you want to add some additional functionality, you don't have to ask a developer, at least for the bigger part of the requests. There is a tool which is called Key User Adaptation Tool. It's basically a set of tools which allow you to add new fields on the screen exactly where you want them to be. You just add the fields, click OK, and it automatically extends the business object, which means that it automatically adds the field in the database table, and you don't have to care about it. You don't have to write any code. You can create new queries for your table views, meaning that you can define subsets, you can define your own variants, and they seamlessly integrate with the whole table control of Cloud for Customer. For some automatic, for some business process, you need to have some action done automatically. I have given an example with the sales code for more than 50,000 euro, which will automatically set the status to urgent. Such type of things can be achieved using the workflow rules framework. It allows you to have automated actions based on some predefined set of criteria. You can, for example, set automatically an email to the requester of a work ticket 1 day after the completion date, if the ticket has been completed within the SLA. You can also create custom layouts. Imagine that you have different business roles within your company. You have sales representative, sales director, and so on. So you can create different page layouts for one and the same functionality, for example, for the opportunity. And depending on the business role, the different users will see different set of views. You can also limit the amount of information which is visible with some advanced rules there. If you want to embed something which is from external system, you can use the mashups functionality. It is also very powerful. And there is also a language adaptation tool which allows you to easily change, for example, the terminology for in Cloud for Customer. Imagine that you don't use the term accounts, you use the term patients, and you want to change it across the whole system. It's very easy to be done. You can use this tool also for translations. Lifecycle management. Actually, so far I haven't mentioned anything related to the lifecycle management. I haven't mentioned what do we need for Cloud for Customer, how many systems do we need, and how can we transport the data between those systems. I have just mentioned that the subscription is that we pay per user. Subscription is user-based and also depending on the package we use. When we talk about Cloud for Customer, we are going to use the term tenant. You can compare the tenant with a client from the traditional systems. You know that in your old ECC systems, you have an SAP server with lots of different clients. So when it comes to Cloud for Customer, we are going to use the term tenant. So a client from the old world is similar to a tenant from the new world. So when you subscribe for Cloud for Customer, SAP will provide at least 2 tenants. So as a base subscription, you get 2 tenants, test tenant and a production tenant. Each tenant has its own URL. You will connect to the tenant using the URL from a web page. So you get 2 tenants, test tenant and the production tenant. When you start your implementation, you'll have to start the configuration from the test tenant. You'll start with the scoping, you'll start configuring the solution, you'll start testing the solution, you'll start with the master data migration. When you're done with the implementation part, you can request this production tenant, and it will automatically, during the creation of the production tenant, SAP will copy all the configurations, all the enhancements, and even the level 0 master data. And you'll get all this information from the test tenant, without the transactional data, of course, all this information into the production tenant. And once we're in the production tenant, you will be able to decide whether to import all the master data from the test tenant or to import a new set of master data. It's up to you. But basically, you start your configuration from the test tenant. And when you're done, you request production tenant creation. There are different implementation scenarios which we are not going to cover in detail as part of this webinar. They will be covered as part of the other webinars which are going to follow this one. But in theory, you can have implementation, simple implementation of Cloud for Customer with the minimum of these 2 tenants, a test tenant and a production tenant. If you want, you can purchase an additional test tenant depending on your use case. For example, if you're going to have a custom development, SAP recommends, I would say SAP insists on purchasing an additional permanent test tenant which will be used only for the development, for the custom development. If you plan to have integration, once again you will have to purchase additional test tenant. So the integration scenarios and scenarios which involve development will require at least one additional test tenant. But as a minimum, as part of your basic subscription, you can get two tenants, a test tenant and a production tenant. And if you want, depending on your needs, you can purchase additional test tenants. There is one more thing that I want to mention here. It is related to the upgrade process. I have mentioned several times that SAP pushes new version or releases new version of Cloud for Customer every quarter, which makes for a total of 4 releases per year. Normally, first the test tenant is being upgraded, and you're informed like 6 weeks in advance, 6 weeks before the production tenant is upgraded, that there will be a new release. Basically, when the test tenant is upgraded, you will have 2 weeks to test your implementation, to test your integrations, and if there are no showstoppers, no major issues, SAP will automatically also upgrade the production tenant. If there is some major problem which is a showstopper, you can ask SAP for a slight delay, but you cannot skip new release, at least not for now. So having this in mind, the production tenant and the test tenant will have to reside on different SAP servers, because once again, let me remind you, a test tenant is like a client from a server. It's not the whole server, it's just a client from a server, which means that this server can be shared with different customers. You don't have control over the number of customers which will also be deployed on this system. Basically, on one system you can have 5, 10 different test tenants for different customers. You will not see their data, you will not know that they are deployed on the same system. It's controlled by SAP. If you want, you can subscribe for, it is called private clouds. This will allow you to use single system for your test tenant and also for the production tenant afterwards, but of course the prices are slightly different. So having this in mind, the test tenant and the production tenant will have to be on different SAP servers, on different systems, because when they upgrade the system where the test tenant is, all the tenants within the test system will get this new version. And 2 weeks afterwards, they will also upgrade the tenant where the system where the production tenant is. Okay, once you're done, once your system is live and you start working with it, you will somehow have to adapt it according to the new requirements, because you know that the processes change quite often. Here you don't have this traditional transport management system which you know from the old world. Here you use objects which are called change projects. You have one change project which is for the first implementation and which contains all the basic configurations. Afterwards, you'll get, if you want to do new changes, you have different options. If it's a small change, normally you can do it directly in the production environment without having to create a new change project. But that's a risky thing, and that is why it's not recommended. There is another option. You can create a new change project so that you can start changing the customizing and the configuration. Bear in mind that the change projects are handled from the productive environment. That's your leading system, the production system. If you want to test this change project, it cannot be done in the productive environment, obviously. So in this case, you can push the change project to a test system where you can test how it works. You can even implement some changes. And once you feel happy, you feel confident in the change, you can merge it back with the production environment. So that's slightly different compared to the old world where everything was done from development, quality assurance, and productive environment. Here, the leading system is the production system. That's the place where you can see all the change projects and where you can maintain them. Okay, before we proceed with the Q&A session, I would like to just quickly show you how Cloud for Customer looks like and how easy it is to work with it. So I have logged in a Cloud for Customer system using a sales representative user. Basically, that's my feed. That's the place where I can see all the interactions with my sales team. I can see all the things which were done with my sales team. If I want, I can easily create, for example, a new sales quote. All the business objects which I'm authorized to create will have their own quick create buttons on the left-hand side. And I can just quickly click on them, put all the relevant information and save them. Depending on the authorizations I have, I'll see different tabs on top here. And I can rearrange them, I can move them the way I want. So I'll just create quickly a new opportunity, just to show how easy it is to create a new opportunity. Test opportunity, I'll put the account and pay attention to the autocomplete here. I'll just start typing the account and it will automatically propose the possible accounts here. Okay, it also says that I will have an approval process for my opportunity. For now, I'll just put the expected value for the opportunity. And I'll just save and open the opportunity. Okay, so that's my opportunity screen. I can put a product here. For example, once again, here I have this automatic proposal of the products. I'll put 5 of them and I'll add it to the product list. Okay, Cloud for Customer has support for fixed prices, but it also has integration with ERP where you can request pricing based on a configured pricing procedure. Right now, the screen here looks a bit crowded, so I will just hide one of the fields. I'll click on Personalize, Start Personalization, and that's it. I can personalize my screen right now. I will just move my mouse on top of the value which I want to remove. For example, I will not need the revenue start date. That is why I'll just hide it from my screen so that I have a bit more space here. When I'm done with the personalization, I can just click Personalize and Personalization. This will affect only my screen. There is extensibility tool which allows the power users to extend the screens with new functionalities or change the layouts. But the thing which I'm currently showing is the end-user personalization, which just allows you to rearrange your screen. If I want to execute the external pricing, meaning to get the pricing procedure from the ERP system, I can do this calling the request pricing functionality. And that's pretty much it. It's really easy to use Cloud for Customer. Let me show you one more thing. Okay, Cloud for Customer contains functionality which is called document flow. Basically, from the opportunity, I'm right now in the opportunity, but if it was a source code, it would be similar. You can see all the subsequent documents which have been created. If the document is from Cloud for Customer, you can just click on the number and it will navigate to this document. But if the document is from an external system, for example, an ERP system, it will automatically generate a PDF file with the corresponding document, which you can see. Okay, so probably I have a pop-up blocker which does not show this, but the idea is that you can access and you can see all the documents which are part of your document flow. Okay, and a few more words regarding the user interface. SAP is trying very hard to build user interface. Basically, they are trying to create the same look and feel across all their different systems. As of now, the current user interface which SAP provides for Cloud for Customer is based on HTML5. It is very good, it is very powerful, but as you might probably know, right now in the SAP world, it is all about SAP Fiori, this responsive UI which is unified across all different platforms and so on. That is why SAP is also building a Fiori user interface or responsive UI user interface, which currently covers most of the business functionalities out there. I will just quickly show you how this user interface looks like. So that's the responsive UI. As you can see, here you see all your KPIs, which are important for you on the homepage. You can quickly click on them and you'll get the whole report so that you can get all the necessary information. You can change the view of the reports, and it is really, really very good. The good thing is that all the configurations, all the new functionalities which you have implemented using the old UI, the HTML5 UI, they are also here, they are available here. So you don't have to change anything when you switch from the HTML5 to UI to the responsive UI. So actually SAP is pushing new functionality with each and every build, each and every quarter, so this interface is improving quite fast. As of now, they plan to continue supporting both interfaces. There is one more thing. Since SAP has started developing this solution 3 or 4 years ago, the first version of the interface was based on Silverlight technology, which was the best technology when SAP started building Cloud for Customer. And that is why this Silverlight interface is also available, although it is recommended to be used only for configuration purposes. And the last thing that I'm going to show you is how easy it is to create an incident if something is not working properly. Imagine that your solution, that your functionality is not working properly and you want to contact SAP or at least a power user from your company who is going to help you. So normally you will either go to some kind of third-party ticketing system where you're going to create an incident, or if you have to contact SAP, you will have to create a service request in the service marketplace. You don't have to do this when you use Cloud for Customer. When you use Cloud for Customer, and for example, you have some kind of problem with the contract, for example, you can create the incident right from the screen where the problem appears. You just have to click on Help Center, Report Incident, and it will automatically attach a screenshot of the place where the problem appears. It will be automatically attached. You just have to put some information. And the priority of the incident. Can't work being the most serious one. You can even highlight something in the attachment if you want to. You can add captions and so on. I'm just going to submit the incident right now. And that's it. So basically, you can create all your incidents directly from the Cloud for Customer, and it will automatically send them to the key users. If the key user cannot react to the incident, they can forward later on those incidents to the SAP support team. So that's the end of the webinar. Now it's time for the Q&A session. So my colleagues told me that there are no questions so far. Thank you for your time, and please stay in touch with all our new webinars, which are going to follow this one related to the C4C.